For a few years now, I would hear of certain people say that if you claimed your sovereignty or you claimed your righteous place in society, and it mainly came from black people or people who would be identified as black, then nothing would really happen to you. Or they'll say, oh, you can't identify as black because black is not identifiable by this and by that. Y'all know exactly the type of people that I'm talking about. Well, two of these individuals right here were the type of people that I was alluding to. And let me just go ahead and say this before I forget. I've heard of those type of people, and I looked into it, and then it's like, I think I'll just stick to calling myself black, or in this case now, foundational black American. Because every time, it seems like every single time one of them or more of them get caught up in something, the whole claiming sovereign thing never goes in their favor. I remember it was a few years ago when it was a boy who had a run-in with the cops, and he ended up getting killed unjustly, and they tried to say, try to get the cops found like guilty or whatever the case may be, and of course they got off, and they tried to claim that, oh, he was part of this, he was sovereign, he claimed his sovereignty, but as you know, that did not work. I said, well, looks like that's just another dead black body that went to eternity due to these race soldiers being who they are. But they the same people that say, oh, you identifying as black and all this type of stuff. It's what Tariq calls plebiscite babble. And these two right here are about to find out the hard way themselves, because in this picture you see a couple whose name is Darius Tyrone Hall and Nataijah Fields. I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly, because it is spelled different. It's not pronounced Natasha. It's pronounced Nataijah. I believe it's Nataijah. And they are out of South Carolina. And these two individuals got arrested because they broke into a NASCAR driver's mansion and was pretty much squatting. For those of you who do not know what squatters are, they just basically go around to various different homes. Sometimes those homes aren't even occupied yet, but they're already sold, but they're probably just waiting to move the stuff in, and they just stay there until, they're ready to move. It's basically like living for free. And they claim that they are part of the Moorish Nation, and basically claim that they had every right to be there because it was quote unquote their land. As you can see, that didn't work in their favor, because if it did, they would not have gotten arrested. But I'm gonna go ahead and read this article coming from the Daily Beast. A South Carolina couple accused of breaking into and squatting a $16 million mansion belonging to a NASCAR driver have an interesting excuse. They are members of the Moorish Nation that claims its members are the rightful owners of all property. Darius Tyrone Hall, age 29, and Nataijah Fields, age 37, were arrested earlier this month after allegedly breaking into the North Carolina home of NASCAR driver Ricky Stenhouse Jr., WBTV reported. The Mooresville home boasts 5 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, and almost 10,000 square feet, and is currently on the market for $15,995,000. Rowan County Sheriff Kevin Alton told the outlet that after their August 19th arrest, Fields and Hall explained that they were members of the Moorish Nation and admitted to breaking into the house just off Highway 152. Fields was charged with breaking in and entering, contributing to the delinquency of minors, and second-degree trespassing. Hall faces similar charges and another count for allegedly carrying a concealed weapon. Both have been released on a secure bond. My home was broken into and illegally occupied, Stenhouse Jr. said in a statement to the Daily Beast. I thank the Rowan County, North Carolina Sheriff's Department for their prompt arrest of the suspects. I will have no further comment pending the outcome of any court proceedings against these individuals. Any claims by these individuals to a right in my property are without any basis in law or fact. The Rowan County Sheriff did not immediately respond to the Daily Beast request for comment. Fields, however, insisted to the Daily Beast on Saturday via Facebook that the reports of her arrest is falsified information and defamation of character that will legally and lawfully be addressed. Once legal/lawful vindication is achieved, I will make sure that the news station either redacts or corrects the story, she added via Facebook message. The 37-year-old's Facebook contains photographs of paperwork that shows her affiliation with the Morocco Empire State and the Moorish National Republic. Another Facebook account that appears to belong to Hall show similar Moorish Nation National Republic paperwork. Hall could not be reached for comment, and it is not immediately known whether he has retained an attorney. The Moorish National Republic is among one of several independent organizations in the Moorish sovereign citizen movement in which individuals believe they hold sovereignty over the federal and state governments. That sovereignty, according to the Southern Poverty Law Center, means members believe they are immune from the legal system and therefore don't have to pay taxes or go through the process of owning property. The Moorish National Republic, which bills itself as its own distinct government, did not return a request for comment. This is not the first time that the North Carolina area had to deal with members of the Moorish Nation. In 2019, a Davidson couple was arrested after squatting in a 5-bedroom estate owned by family members of the mayor. WBTV reported that the couple, 30-year-old Trrone Thorne and 35-year-old Taquia Barber, reportedly arrived with a U-Haul loaded with their belongings and later told police they had the right to the property because of their religious beliefs. Listen, notice that the similarities, they're constantly just going around squatting in people's properties. They're not actually going there and actually, trying to buy it. They're just going there just to dwell. I don't know about you, but that just seems like bum behavior to me. Now, this is no diss or, me, as they say, throw shade at them and what their beliefs are, but come on. You just can't go around just squatting in people's spots just because you feel like it and think that no one's going to check you on it. Now, I wonder what their bond was, because it said they got released on a secure bond, but they didn't specify what their bond was. It must have not been that high. That's crazy. Like, they just literally went there and saw this vacant home and said, we're just going to stay here and we're going to squat here just because we can and we have rights to go ahead and do this. I'm going to tell you this right now. They going to squat in the wrong place. And somebody's going to have some added security there. And they may not make it out alive. I'm just saying. They going to squat in the wrong spot. And that might be a wrap. But I've heard of people doing stuff like this before, even outside of their affiliation. I've heard of people squatting, going from place to place, basically moving like gypsies and and staying in these very lavish, extravagant homes in these very nice neighborhoods where no one is at. And it's, like I said, it's usually a home that's on the market to be bought. So it's vacant. It's nothing there. There's usually no furniture there. Or it may be some furniture there, but it's like furniture that's on display to make the home look nice for a potential buyer. Or if it's nothing there, they just find a place and they just squat there for a couple days and then they end up leaving and then they go squat somewhere else. But like I said, these two and whoever is with them are just basically moving like gypsies. So apparently they have no bills that they're paying. No wonder they don't have any bills, because they don't own a home. They don't own an actual dwelling, to my knowledge, that's in their name. So they're going around just living in these nice places for free. And then when they're caught, they say that they're part of the Moorish Nation and that they are allowed to do it because wherever they lay their head is their home. Sounds like the song When Papa Was a Rolling Stone by the Temptations. But the only Rolling Stone here is these two and those who of their ilk. I don't know about you, but I couldn't bring myself to go and squat in anybody else's spot. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I'm sure some of you probably couldn't bring yourself to do it either, but there's a lot of people out there that will, outside of them, of course. After all, they just said that in 2019 they had another issue in the Carolinas where another couple did the same thing, and it was again in a very nice home in a very lavish upscale suburban neighborhood. But they can be risky all they want. But my thing is this: the reason why I know this really doesn't work, because if it really did work, they wouldn't have gotten arrested. They would have been like, oh, they're protected, we can't really do anything because it's outside of our jurisdiction. But no, they got arrested and they got charged with multiple charges at that, one of them being a second-degree charge. So if you're so protected, then the court system would not have, or the law system would not have charged you with anything. They would just like, okay, it's out of our hands. We can't do nothing about it. Do what you do. And when you leave, you leave. But yeah, I can honestly say I have never seen or heard of anyone where they are claiming this and it actually goes 100% in their favor. But like I said, these are the people right here that if you dare call them black, or in any case, FBA, and they could very well be that, they'll get mad at you. They'll be like, how dare you refer to me as such? And at that point, I just leave it alone, because I wouldn't have time to go or get into a back and forth with these individuals. They literally, their mind is somewhere in the clouds, somewhere. It just is. But I'm gonna go ahead and conclude the video right here. I can't wait to see what y'all have to say about this down in the comments. But my main question to you, to ask you and hopefully get a response, is this. Do you think that people claiming to be a part of the Moorish Nation actually works? Do you think people actually get sovereignty in this establishment when they do stuff like this, or not? Because I truly believe that they don't. There might be some benefits there, but I don't think what they're doing is a benefit. I don't think that's there. I think it's some other things that might work in their favor, but that is not one of them. I truly do not believe that. But let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you are new. Have that bell clicked if you want to be notified. Well, hopefully you do want to be notified whenever I upload a new video or go live. But just in case the bell is not working in your favor, make sure to go ahead and hit that notification button right down there in the left or the right corner of the thumbnail, as I will be uploading this video in a Premiere style, so you'll be able to see that. The links will be down in the description. I'll talk to you in the next one.